today's fixture between Celtic and Motherwell bears more significance than it would ever have done at the start of this week, seeing as a certain David Turnbull has changed allegiances and joined Celtic. It was inevitable. I will say that. It was only a matter of time between whenever it was going to actually happen. And I'm actually glad it's happened sooner than later. Because why? Well, I've got some reasons. But first of all, a lot of people have been asking me what my thoughts on the situation are, and they've not changed since the first initial talks last year, since the picture of David Turnbull in a Celtic top in 2019, since COVID, since everything. I mean, I was bored of the topic by August last year, probably July, and I knew it was always going to happen, because let's be honest, whenever Celtic or Rangers see a player that's actually worth any value, they go and poach them from any club that looks like they could potentially have an outside chance of finishing in the top four. 3 million is a fantastic bit of business for Motherwell. I think it's a better bit of business for Motherwell than it is from Celtic. I mean, Celtic really could have been looking outside of Scotland and probably paid less for a player that's probably the same quality as David Turnbull. So it's a massive loss on their part. However, David Turnbull, I do say with the deepest feeling, I do wish you all the best. I do miss the pro clubs games that we did play. I highly doubt I'll be getting any access to playing FIFA with any other footballers in the meantime, but when I played pro clubs with David, Tony Watt, Declan Gallagher, all the rest, that was a good time. But my whole thoughts on the move, yeah, so what? David Turnbull's gone. It happens. Footballers come and go, fans stay around forever. I mean, David Turnbull was never going to be a player that was going to be sticking around at Motherwell forever, because, let's be honest, he is far too good for Motherwell. He can use both feet for a start, and he's an absolute class talent. I have an unpopular opinion. Now, last season, we finished third without David Turnbull. In my opinion, what we did was take out one of our best players, Liam Polworth, and put David Turnbull in just to make sure that we would get a transfer fee. I think Liam Polworth is actually a better fit for the squad than David Turnbull is, because, well, for a start, we don't have any strikers that have been firing on all cylinders until the Glentoran game, and we need a creative midfielder, someone that can actually play a through ball. No, whereas David Turnbull will get the ball, look up, and probably shoot, which is not a bad thing. But at the same time, we need someone to supply our high in demand attackers. I don't think I should be saying that when we're about to play Celtic. But yeah, we could be in a worse position. It's just as well David Turnbull did the gentlemanly thing and signed 2 contracts and get the assurance that we're going to get £3 million for him, or something in that region. The £3 million I don't think will be added to the transfer budget. It'll be put towards the training facilities, I'm pretty sure Robbo said, and I support that. I mean, I support whatever Robbo thinks is going to be good for the club, because he is the best manager we've had in my lifetime, and I have no qualms about the transfer at all. So if anyone thinks I'm raging about it, I'm not as raging as I was for the Jake Hasty transfer to Rangers, because I think David Turnbull is ready for the step up to Celtic, whereas Jake Hasty had 6 months in the first team. But David Turnbull, had he not had that injury, would have been gone last season. I think we got more time than we bargained for. I think we should be thankful for that. I think I've said my piece. I'm calm about it. Celtic versus Motherwell. For a team that is bottom of the league right now, with 2 points after 5 games, Celtic is not the fixture that you want. However, with Celtic being in such a good place this time a week ago, to then all of a sudden Neil Lennon's the worst manager in the world because they got beat by Ferencváros of Hungary. You know, there's so much uncertainty hanging over Celtic Park right now. This match that could be a banana skin has become more appealing, if you like. I highly doubt we're going to get anything from the game, but with the thoughts of certain players at Celtic sort of wanting to move, and the whole weight that's off our shoulders now of the David Turnbull transfer debacle, and the fact that we've won our first game of the season, 5 goals breed confidence. We are in the ascendancy now. I would say being a Celtic fan right now would be very stressful because, well, they've got to keep up with Rangers. Rangers have just cracked another record in 6 straight clean sheets from the word go at the start of the season, which is a phenomenal achievement for any team. But they've got to watch out for that. So Celtic will be very nervous because every game now is basically a cup final for them. If they're wanting 10 in a row, they've got to come out and completely attack us. And Motherwell's best games are in an open atmosphere when both teams are attacking because, well, Motherwell, our best game of the season has been against Hibs. And that was an open game, whereas every other game, as I've said so far, has been a park bus and it's been really difficult to break teams down. Celtic started with no striker on Wednesday night. Hopefully that stays the same, but I'm not expecting much. French Eddie could be back, and if French Eddie starts, it'll be very difficult to keep it quiet. As for the team I would lead with, no change. I would go with Carson, O'Donnell, Gallagher, Mugabe, Lammy, and then certainly not Grimshaw. Anyone but Grimshaw against Celtic. I'm sorry, Liam, but Liam was not at the races. When was it? Thursday night. Every time he got the ball, he gave the ball away. And even against a side like Glentoran, who are not the best in any way, shape or form, we're up against Celtic now. I mean, if we had played the same way, we played the same way against Glentoran that we have done against any side this season. And we only won because Glentoran are a lesser opponent. If we had played against any team in our league, we wouldn't have won that match, or at least as comfortably as we did. So we've got to really buck up our ideas. In the midfield, happy with the same. Campbell, O'Hara, Polworth. Polworth has to start again. And then the front three, change it up. Go with Tony Watt leading the line, Sherwin Seedorf, and Chris Long on the left. No, you dafty, you mean Callum Lang. It's a really difficult match because, well, it's Celtic, isn't it? It's a load of bollocks. But yeah, that's how I would line up with my prediction. As you've all been asking on the streams, we'll be lucky to get a goal. I think we'll get beat 3-1. We'll go with that. We'll be optimistic and say we get a goal. To say I'm confident, I'd be lying. I know what to expect. It's Celtic away. If we get anything, it's a miracle. But you never know in this mad football world. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that is my preview. I've not got much on Celtic. This was mainly just a piece on David Turnbull and how I would take the game to Celtic. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you, if you're a Motherwell fan, I hope you really enjoy the game. Take care.